5:36 p.m. and I'd like to call this meeting to order. First, we'll start off by roll call, please.
Johnny Ramos.
Here.
Alan Williams.
Here.
Mario Guajardo.
Here.
Eduardo Mata.
Here.
Efraín Matamoros. Ana Chavez. Alma Caso. Isaac Smith. Aaron Garza.
Here.
And Ms. Chavez is on her way. She's stuck in traffic.
Make a motion to excuse those that are not present.
Second.
First by Mr. Williams, second by Mr. Guajardo. All those in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Okay, let's move on to item 2, administrative approval of the minutes for November 13th of our regular call meeting and December 11th of our regular call meeting.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes,
Okay.
Chairman, for both meetings.
Second.
Okay, first by Mr. Guajardo, second by Mr. Mata.
Moros.
Matamoros.
Ah.
Anyway, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So carried. Moving on to item B, status reporting of recreation, aquatic, athletic, and after-school program. Archer?
Good afternoon, Sergio Archer, the Athletic Division Head. We finalized tackle football last month, and we had the award ceremony. We didn't have a closing ceremony, as y'all know, and everybody loved it. Everybody thought it was a better idea, a better way to end the season, because almost every kid was out there. Everybody got presented, and the family really, it was more of organized to be able to have pictures and have the end the season like that. So with the other two sports were pretty good, but I think everybody was a little more grateful on how we moved on from the closing ceremonies to the awards ceremonies. Right now we are in registration for basketball for boys and girls soccer. We are about to end with the next couple of weeks girls basketball. And boys soccer is like in the middle season. I think we grew at least 3 teams overall on the girls basketball. The boys stayed around the same. That's always been a little harder, but we did move the seasons. We did take out the season. Girls and boys would start at the same time. Now we're starting them different, so we can kind of concentrate more on the girls on one point and the boys on the other point. On the aquatic side, they went back into the business, opening up their I believe the stroke camp and adult to swim. So we have those 2 programs coming up, and they're still with their normal hours of lap swimming. And I think we're supposed to start getting ready for the Pony League, which that should be big for us. That's always big, and this every year it keeps on getting bigger, and we're hoping to add some new teams, at least grow at least about 1 or 2 teams each division, and that's always, you're talking about a good 50 to 60 teams, and that takes a good amount. I think one thing that we have done a lot better is on our parent volunteers. So we really got with PHA, and they helped out a lot. And this year we actually, I think the starting of the season, of the school year, I ended up going to UTRGV and promoted our volunteer process, and we ended up getting 2 out of which we never really counted. So that helped a lot, getting some of these college kids come out and help us out as volunteers. And then I think one thing that I was really grateful, the professor really pushed our program. He said, hey, you go to Pharr, you go out there and you volunteer for them, you get extra points in my class. So I think he graduated from PJ High. I think some of y'all might know him. I can't really remember his name, but
Garza.
yes, Garza. Gavino Garza. There you go, Gavino Garza. And I was really surprised how much he pushed us, how well he was telling all those kids. He was like, and I think I promoted our program to like at least over 70 students they had there. So that helped a lot. So I think it'll grow and grow and grow. Edinburgh has been doing it for 3 years already. So now that we got Pharr in the mix, I think Gavino Garza was really excited, and he, kind of talked real good about Pharr. So he says that how well he did. And I think, like I said, him giving giving points for their extra, that helped out a lot. So, any questions?
Well, first, compliments on you going to UTRGV and doing that. I'm sure that's going to look good on all those students' resumes, knowing that they've been out there volunteering to coach these kids.
Definitely.
With the basketball, are we okay on basketball, the gymnasiums and access to them?
Oh, we have so PSJ ended up hiring some like I guess somebody that just personalizes with Parks and Recreation. So liaison. So we
Okay.
really haven't had. We actually had more help than before.
Who is that?
That is Mike Vives
Okay.
and Gloria
Vela.
Gloria Vela.
Okay.
Yes. So them two have really been so good with us. Like
Okay.
anything that we have needed, before we even ask, it's already there.
Okay. Cool. Very cool.
With the new year starting and all, is there any chance of any new sports coming with you guys? Like maybe swimming, wrestling, golf, or do you guys have any
So-
goals for the year?
We have approached it in a way that we gotta I guess expand what we're doing for the athletes, but I think once we get it situated with more of where we're gonna be at, that opens up another building and opens up other sports. We did right now. We do have the softball, the senior softball going on. We're gonna run a tournament for them at the sports complex, so that would be adding to it. And I know it's Tropic Stars helping us out running it. I think it's gonna be a little tournament of like 8 to 10 teams. So, but yeah, we do want to. And you're right. In my opinion, I think once we grow into more sports, I think the swimming is just really helping them out. Literally swim throughout the year, and swimming has always been through TAF. That's in the summer that we have. So that's a competitive one like that. But like, there's really not competition for swimming. You know what I mean? Usually, the golf is more of a teaching tool. Like I don't. We would have to look outside. It's more competitively to be able to do the golf with it. It's not recreational. You know what I mean?
Like a club.
So like, yeah, it would be more of a club. So right now, like for us to like get there, we have to open up more venues.
Okay.
I think which is great. My only concern is like you're saying, the facilities, and the good thing is that we have a good working relationship with PSJA, and I think we need to continue that. And now that the new natatorium is coming also with UTRGV, and we need, keep those working relationships with those two, the school districts and the university open, and build on that.
And I like to say we have gotten a lot better in the last year. I
Oh,
think
definitely.
we really don't have any problems. And I'm telling you like this, Coach Garcia, he really pushes us. He's like, whatever field you need, you let me know, because we need these fields to be full of all our PSA kids. So that's, we can't go wrong when our AD's helping us out.
It's just that swimming is more like a year-long type sport. It takes a lot of time to develop the speed and the technique and so forth. And we've got that awesome facility. My son swam and all through junior high and high school, and it really builds a special kind of kid that's dedicated to their studies and to their sport. But in general, it makes them a better athlete for basketball and football and that sort of thing. And it doesn't really require much, other than swim trunks and the swimming pool.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be something you guys should look forward or look into for the future, because we've got a strong swimming program here with the high schools. I mean, and with that natatorium coming, like to segue into that.
No, and also the swimming pools that they're building on some campuses.
Yeah.
Well,
PSA
everybody-
High,
that'll-
PSA Memorial
everybody,
have-
yeah.
Every high school will have
Yeah.
that. Well, we do have the strokes clinic. We did add that this year.
Yeah.
We did open that up. It's kind of small, but I think it will grow eventually as the kids start getting into it. One thing that we did open too, that it didn't go by, but I think we just gotta really come in with PSJ. It's water polo.
Yeah,
For
my
the
son
younger
did
ones,
water polo, but even getting these former swimmers to come back and to mentor these younger kids would be great, and to give them some type of service to teach them technique. I mean, even bringing them in the football team, to develop, their cardiovascular basketball team. Swimming's just a great general sport.
Yeah, we did that. We did that last summer, and before that, I brought in a couple of track, and I said, okay, we're gonna go into speed swimming, and they were a little
That's
surprised.
fantastic.
I get what
Okay.
you're saying.
Okay. Anything?
Any other questions, comments? only had one question as far as, I know I'm going a little bit ahead of, on this, on the after-school program. We still picking up on that?
Yeah, he's, yeah, Sergio will
Okay,
take care of that one.
thank you.
Yes.
Good evening, Sergio Lanis, Parks and Rec Director. I guess to go over the after-school stuff.
Yeah.
We, I think as of this afternoon, we had about 450 kids already enrolled. I think today was the first day of school, right, Mr.
Yes.
Williams? Yeah, so
Vacation, yes.
yesterday was half of that, so we've had a lot of people register today, and then we anticipate it'll, continue for, 2-3 weeks. Last semester, we were at around 700, so, yeah, we're,
Yeah, some parents were concerned and asking about that, and I wasn't
Mhm.
too sure. I said I would have to check on that. But,
well, and what was the question, Johnny?
as far as where our numbers are still going up,
Yes.
as far as them participating in the
Yeah.
after-school program?
Yeah, it was, everybody got back from the holidays and they kind of put it off a little bit to come and register their kids, but a lot of same kids from last semester, and then hopefully we'll get some new enrollment, from new kids. But like I said, last semester we had around 700 with all 12 schools, and as of this afternoon, people were still coming into the office, even when we just left right now. We're like around 450. So yesterday we were at 215. So it's just doubled, right, in a day. So yeah, first day of school. So
And you have adequate,
yes,
personnel
we
for it
we
too?
have about, I think it's 50 staff members, kind of just divvied up at all the campuses. Dr. Long, I know, is probably the biggest enrollment. I think we had 130 last semester, and then we're probably already there. So this is where we need to, obviously we hate to put caps, and that's what we told staff is we don't want to turn anybody away. So if we would have been at 600, which was the original plan, but last semester we went over. So as they come in, we try and accommodate. So
So what's the maximum number of staff to kid ratio we
I
can
think
go
we're
with?
doing 15.
Okay.
I think we're doing 15.
That's good.
So obviously the most amount, we had to hire more staff to go to the schools that had higher enrollment. So,
Okay.
yeah, so
So what's the cost of
it's
this?
$50 for the whole semester. So from,
That's pretty good.
I guess they start in August till December, and then again, just now up until they get out in May. So, and then we keep them, I know PSJ changed the release time, right, Mr. Williams?
Yeah, it seems like it's always or often
Yeah.
changing, and I can't
So-
keep up with it.
But we
Right.
keep them till, we have staff there till 6 o'clock till the last one gets picked up. So,
That's
and let's say, since we're talking about Dr. Long, right, they have 130 kids there. We don't have 130 kids there at 6 o'clock. 40 of them will get picked up at 5, 40 of them will get picked up at 4. They just kind of, by the time you get to 6, you're down to, 2 kids,
Yeah.
just very few. A lot of the parents don't wait that long to get them. But yeah,
The only reason I brought it up was because a lot of families do appreciate that. It helps them in the long run.
yeah.
So
I know there's some that, we have kinder, it's kinder to 5th, and the little younger ones, it's a little bit more, difficult or challenging but we do allow special, circumstances. If they have an older sibling that's a 5th grader, 4th grader, whatever, we kind of have allowed it. So I know we had a parent come in today and said, hey, my older kid's there, this one's 5 years old, so we'll make it happen. But it's going really well, the after-school program. It's at all 12 schools, the 4th in the north, 4 in the north, 4 in the central, and 4 in the south. And all the schools, I think the lowest number of enrollment, and I can't tell you which campus, I'm not too sure which one it was, but I think it was 25 kids. So
still
that was
good.
that was the lowest number of kids that were in the after-school program. And we were good with keeping it at 10, right? So the minimum. So yeah. But as you get to 2-3 weeks and you kind of know what your numbers are going to be already at that campus, so that's where we start making adjustments with staff. So you might have 30 kids at one campus and you have 7 staff members, so we start floating them around to kind of adjust to attendance. So
That's fantastic.
I know you're talking about attendance, and I know we had discussed this, you know, the safety of the students, if there's a sign-out sheet for them.
right.
I believe, I don't know how consistent that is happening, because I know my daughter is at the basketball, you know, team, and I noticed that, you know, there was a situation that where the parent had to not be able to pick up her daughter and send someone else.
Right.
So, like, it might be rare when we have those situations, but I feel like we need to have a sign out for those cases.
We I guess like whoever came in today to the office, there's a sheet, and then there's you have the box where you put down whoever you're authorizing to come pick up your kids. So it's mom and dad, you know, grandparents. If they're not on there, the staff won't release them. So and as the semester goes on, obviously our staff members, the on-site supervisor there, you get to know who the parents are and stuff like that. But yeah, we do make sure that they're.
Are they told what to do, like in scenarios like this, that, you know, like I'm telling you, you know, the parent wasn't able to pick up the child? What do they do? Do they sign that form that they're taking them? Because you just mentioned they're not able to release them.
Right.
But if it's an emergency, you know, what?
Yeah, normally, yeah, we would probably call the parent, we'll you know, before we let somebody, but even then, the kid already knows who the person is that's coming to get them. So they'll run to them or something like that, right? So it's not like they don't know who showed up to get them, if it's somebody. But we, from what my knowledge, we really haven't run into that problem yet.
Okay.
But yeah, we're
You
pretty.
were referring like for the future in case somebody is not
Yes,
allowed to
because
pick
like
them up?
in this case, we had a relative, you know, be able to pick her up. So that was good. But like, how about if
The
they
neighbor.
don't find a relative and the mom can't
Yeah.
pick her up? Like, is there something they can sign at
Right.
least to say, well, this person is the one that signed her out?
Yeah, they can come to the office or they can call us and say, hey, look, we're out, you know, the neighbor's gonna go for them or something. So we'll work it out.
I think around that time, phone calls are usually made and figured
And-
out. I mean, now you can actually just look at the phone and see who's
Face it
speaking
is,
to.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it's common sense. I mean, that's
Mhm.
something that you could do, call them, but the coaches, they're aware that they can.
Right, and we actually have staff from that campus working for us. So
They know.
they get out of they work for PSJA, but we hired them as well. That was one of the things that, you know, they had asked us, hey, as much as possible, let's get PSJA staff. So the I guess they're paraprofessionals or the employee on that campus at Escalante or wherever. I mean at Escobar. They know the kids and they know who picks them up on a daily basis because they're with the, you know, their students. They work at that school, so the PSJ employees work with us as well. And I think we have almost, at least I'm gonna say at least one of the employees from that campus on our staff. And I think a lot of, and the majority of them are the on-site supervisors.
That's a good system. I like that.
They're already familiar with the kids. They're familiar with the campus, and it just made it a lot easier. So they kind of trained our staff. So
Well, it's good that you guys are vigilant that way. I mean, your situation's kind of rare and stuff, but, you know, you want them to question, even if it's 10 times until they figure it out. And it looks like you guys have it well under control.
yeah,
Especially with all those numbers.
Yeah.
yeah,
130
it'll be,
kids.
and then we'll.
Yeah, I thought about that when he said Dr. Long 130. How are they keeping up with that? But okay.
Yeah.
Right, but those forms are pretty standard. I mean, my daughter's in one of those after-school programs, and we have a list of 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
But, you just got to do it from the very beginning.
No, they're pretty good about who's getting them and stuff like that. But like I said, I was there at one of the, closer towards the afternoon, right around 4:30, and I mean the kids just automatically go with that person because they know whoever's picking them up, if it's grandma or whoever. So yeah, it's worked out.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? guys? Thank you.
We'll
for
be
answering.
and we'll be getting. I know we have the. We have the 5K coming up right in a couple of months, so this is where we'll start working out with the kids, right? Training them, trying to after school. They'll start so we can get the participation level up for these kids for the St. Patrick's Day 5K. So, you know, we had a pretty good turnout last year, so we want to increase.
If no other questions, let's move on to item C, new parks update.
Okay, so we did have the ribbon cuttings for Arnold Elementary in December. I think it was on the 12th. And then Dr. Long was the following week on the 19th, I believe. Really, really good turnout. One of them was towards the end of the afternoon. The other one was in the morning. We had a lot of people there at both of them. So I know everybody was really anxious to get these parks opened up. So they are officially open now. So that's the city school parks at Arnold and Dr. Long. So you have about 25 acres at Arnold, and then we got 27 combined acres now at Dr. Long. So, and then as far as the nature park, that one's still not quite finished, but we probably looking at a ribbon cutting next month, sometime in February, to get that one wrapped up as well.
Where's that one located at?
It's on Richmond. You have to get in through if you go southbound on Cage, you go east on Sam Houston, and then you hang a right on Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
It's a residential street, and it takes you right into the entrance of the park. So, just a couple of minor things with that one. That one's pretty much kind of wrapping up as well. They threw some sod out there around the pond area. I know Mr. Williams is going to help us out with some planting material around there as well, and fencing, stuff like that. Just a couple of minor things, but we anticipate a ribbon cutting with that one here in the next month or so, in February, hopefully. Y'all. And then when we do get a date, we don't have a date for it yet, but staff will make sure to invite everybody to that one as well. The park outside, the north side is complete. The south side one's under construction still, so that one, I think we're still looking at another 6 weeks or so for the south side. They're putting up the restrooms right now. They're finishing up the amphitheater and I guess the roof panels on the food truck areas and stuff like that. So that one's going pretty quickly as well too now.
Are the cameras working at William Allen Arnold?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then I know we have the rest of them going up at Dr. Long. Actually, I was out there today. The poles were going up, so IT will get those cameras up and going as well. Probably by, I think they had said the end of this week.
Okay.
So
So
and cameras will be going up at the rest of all the parks around the city.
so far, I'm hoping no vandalism or no. Or
So far, no.
Knock on.
Yeah,
something.
unless the guys,
Yeah.
unless they took care of it and didn't tell me.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But,
good. Well, I think it's real important that we get the word out to the community that there is cameras out there, and that we are we take this seriously, and that the parks, it's an asset to them, the community. We need their help to be vigilant and take care of it and respect it.
Yeah, we do have the cameras going in, and then we also have those 911, those emergency call box towers.
How is that going to work? Because that's just have those been activated yet?
Those are if you hit that button, you get the dispatch from the comm center. So those are.
Are we having a problem with kids just hitting it to hit it yet?
No,
Okay,
no.
good.
We haven't. The directors haven't said anything yet. The IT and the comm guys haven't said anything that they're tampering
It
with.
just was what I was just I flash back to being a kid and see that big red button. It was like, oh man, with my buddy, watch this.
There's a camera facing it, so
we'll know who's
who's
doing it. Yeah,
they'll
well,
be able to
good.
know if somebody hit
Right.
and left. But beefing up the security at the parks, and I think it's working. So
I compliment the city and everybody for the patience and the endurance to add these acreage, and compliments to PSGA and Dr. King at the time for being open-minded to have that partnership, because it's a tremendous asset to the community. It really is.
they're almost a mile. The walking trails.
Yeah.
At Dr. Long and Arnold, they're about the same. I think the one at Long is a little bit lengthier, but they're close to that mile
mark. Yeah.
0.94 or something like that. So, yeah.
That might be pretty neat as a future project, is to put some type of marking system out there so people know what those distances are.
Yeah, we don't have the markers, and that's a good idea. we do have when we put signs up at the parks, it tells you the length of the trail. Like the one at Victor Garcia, I think it's 0.33. The one at Jones Box Park is 0.97. So it gives you the length of the trail, and we just maybe that is a good idea though, where we can actually quarter miles maybe. Yeah. If the park is large enough, and I know the city engineer was working on getting I think the plan. We have 90% plans for the phase 2 at Jones Box Park. Which is extending the walking trail to the west, which is an extra, I want to say it's about 15 to 20 acres.
Yeah.
So everything west of the new basketball courts and restrooms, parking lot, all that will have a walking trail, lights, splash pad, and an amphitheater, little amphitheater out there too.
So is that is funds set aside for that budget?
Yes. I
okay.
think, I don't want to. I'm not too sure. I think some of the funding was CDBG.
Okay.
CDBG funding for that, and we don't know the total cost yet, because they're still pricing out stuff with the amphitheater and stuff like that. So. Okay. But yeah, the first part of it is the infrastructure for the walking trail. Yeah. So the Jones Box Park is gonna have I think it's almost 30 acres. Total. Okay. 30 acres combined.
And as a matter of fact, there were some people that I was talking to yesterday that had not seen it. And when they went and saw it for the first time, they were like in awe.
Jones?
Yes. They were very, very impressed. They were like, wow. So, like Mr. Williams saying, I mean, definitely compliments to the city for going in
adding
this direction, for the kids and the community. I mean, it's just awesome.
Yeah,
this is great.
Once the Jones one gets completed, the walking, I mean, we'll probably be at around 170 acres. I mean, 100 and see.
Sounds right.
Yeah, we were at we're right now currently we're about 120, so we'll be at around 140.
Okay.
140 acres of green space park acreage.
What a big difference, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago or last year we were at 60.
60, yeah.
57 or something like that. So doubled in a year, and then Jones Box adding another 15 or 20 acres. So it's growing.
So has the Pharr staff taken over all maintenance of the parks now, or is it still okay?
Yes. We're mowing the two new city school parks.
Are you comfortable that the contractor did what he was obligated to do to bring it up to what the condition that we should accept it in?
Yeah, the supervisors haven't mentioned anything about issues with the grading when the guys go out there and mow and stuff like that. Ponded water.
Right.
So it looks good.
Irrigation systems all working like they're supposed to?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So the only one I guess we're still in progress is those hill areas. Maybe PSA can help us with.
Okay.
I know Mr. Williams has been involved in that, but other than that, I mean, the guys are already maintaining the new parks.
Speaking of hills and new sports activities, I wonder if it would still be early enough to look at Jones Box and having some dirt hills that people that are riding mountain bikes and bicycling, just to give them a place to get out, because there's so few hills. And I know the Mission Bike Trail it's kind of got some hilly areas, and that's a really popular spot for a lot of people. And that I think we could almost even do it in-house, and at very little expense, but just the strategically placed hills and pack them down and let those be trails where people can access it without having to maybe come across not Evel Knievel and across a canal. It can take the bridge, but I see that being I mean, when I grew up, everybody I knew was riding bicycles, and nowadays you see kids there's so very few people that are riding bicycles, and that's just such a wonderful thing for kids to be able to do, get on a bike. So anyway, we can address that.
The ones that Dr. Long were, I guess, an accident, right? So it worked out for everybody, for PSJ.
Yeah,
that was excess. I think they had done some construction here a few years back when we were doing Dr. Long, and we had to dump the excess.
Dump the extra dirt.
And it just started getting grass on it, and I think
the kids use it a lot. The coaches loved it.
Or whoever was running out there.
Yeah.
So, As far as the the sports stuff, I mean, like Archer had mentioned, we working with the seniors. They want to do a little softball league for them, I guess, before they go back. Some of them, and there's some sports where. I guess for the sake of not duplicating efforts with PSJ, you know, like the wrestling and stuff like that, we go up to 5th grade because they don't offer it for the kids at that age, right? So once they hit 6th grade, you know, you got to register, you got to go do your volleyball and stuff like that with a school. So we do it for the, you know, that's why it's always like 5 years old to 12 years old. Once they hit 13, they can already do the same sports but with the school. So. It was a little bit before my time, but I know they had wrestling before, and I think the numbers were just a little bit too, it just didn't make. I guess we had just very few kids doing wrestling there. So I think PSJ at that time decided, said, look, we'll take care of wrestling, don't worry about it. It's a little bit older group of kids, so, but we do the camps in the summer. So we do sports year round. In the summer, it's heavily recreation. However, we do the camps, the football camps, dance camp, basketball camps. So, but any sport that we think would I guess make numbers wise, we'll kind of visit that in the summer where we start working on the budget stuff, and then we can include that in the budget if it's something that we do want to try out.
Have you all ever tried karate?
We do have karate.
You do?
We have karate for the. It's going on right now. We start registering in February for the recreation, so we take the break, and then we'll have a recital sometime in April. But we'll do karate fall, spring, summer, year round. We have really good numbers for karate actually. Not competitive karate. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just
For boys and girls?
Yes. Yeah, same thing with guitar. We have adult guitar classes. We have swim clinics, so we try to involve everybody. And the sports, I mean, we do, like right now we're going through girls basketball, and you do girls basketball, boys soccer, and then when they're done, you basically swap. You do boys basketball and then girls, because you can't have basketball, both leagues going out the same, they're using the same gyms. So that's why the girls do basketball first, and then the boys do basketball coming up, and vice versa, right? But like Ivan had said, PSJ's been really good with gymnasiums and everything, the facilities. Their custodians are awesome, opening up and everything. They take care of all that stuff for us.
Great. Sounds good.
Okay, then, thank you, Sergio. We're moving on to item D, and that is for board member comments. You want to start with Mr. Mata, please? Any comments? Aaron?
Well, I think we gave them already.
I know. Well, I just want to reemphasize that y'all are doing one heck of a job, guys, especially this past holidays. You have done extremely well, and I really appreciate what you've done. I know it's hard work, but in the long run, the citizens are very happy with all the work you've done. So that's on my behalf.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would want to say, I hope that we take, I guess, in advance, we start working on that next golf tournament, because overall those monies are going to go towards the scholarships, and we really need to try our best to get as much money.
We have dates. Elva has. She has dates actually that were available.
Yeah, if we could get a leg up on that, that'd be great, and that way we can just cruise on into this.
I think March
tournament
was
and not
pretty.
have to work at it.
March was pretty
Book.
pretty booked.
March was out of the
Yeah. Pressa.
It would have to be in April because February is
Yeah.
too soon.
Yeah, there was, I think, maybe like one or two, maybe one in April, and then May was pretty good. May was pretty open, right? Because that's kind of where it starts getting a little bit hotter, and the winter tourists start kind of heading out. So we had the exact dates.
I would think April would be, if we don't have anything in March, because I was looking forward to March to be ready by then, but if, we have an opening in April, let's just book it and
Yeah.
let's move forward. Because, the more time we have, the better we're off to really go out there and let the public know that we're gonna do it again.
And that way, and also because it's still fresh
Right.
in people's minds and stuff, you know, I just wanna challenge our board to be more, involved in this next tournament, because this could be such a great, venture for monies for these kids, and if we do it, all the work now, we're not gonna have to work later. It's just gonna parlay into something bigger.
I guess we
So-
can put it to vote.
I can email you both dates tomorrow, and then we can have a consensus.
Okay, that's fine. Is anybody in agreement with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then another thing with the scholarship forms, I guess, if we're not gonna make any changes or we're gonna make changes, we'll bring it to the next board meeting. That way we can get all these out to the counselors and stuff at all the campuses early. We'll do it next month.
Any other word on Davila and their commitment or pledge?
They committed they were sponsors this year, and we got their commitment this year. Yeah.
Their
yeah,
commitment
yeah.
or their
yeah,
actual
yeah,
check?
their check. Yeah.
Okay, well, it came. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Thank you all for the door prizes and the raffle prizes, stuff like for the Christmas luncheon that we had with staff. They had a blast. They really appreciated it. It was a lot. It was quite a bit that we gave out. We raffled out, I don't know, 60, 70 of them. Yeah.
One other comment and a compliment, and I don't know if the board members know, but the city has a job opening for an urban ecologist, or I think it is
Yes.
right. And so that person they're looking at that's going to be able to come in and help out with the parks and just kind of the health of the trees and the habitat, and help with maybe some programming at the nature park. And I know the city of McAllen has one, and it's been a big boost for them. And I'm personally grateful that position is open, and I look forward to that person coming on and being an asset for the city and our community.
Definitely.
No, definitely, it's an investment that the city's making, and we need to upkeep it.
Yeah.
Any other comments, Mr. Guajardo?
Great job. Everything good.
I
Oh.
concur.
Okay, guys, well then, if there's no other questions or comments, we're moving on to, item 3, which is adjournment. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
A motion by Mr. Williams. Do I have a second?
Second then.
Second by Mr. Guajardo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Meeting adjourned. Have a good evening, guys.